Welcome to Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation. This podcast was created for the boomer woman leaving corporate, and now you're looking to reinvent yourself, become an author, an entrepreneur, a podcaster. Well, each episode will leave you with clarity. You will come away with the yes, I can and yes, I will reinvent myself mindset. So come on, let's do this. I'm your host, Margot Levette. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Another episode, Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation. Well, this is part 2. I am here with Debbie Durkin, and my God, hold on to your seat because this lady is about to, as they say, spill the tea on a groundbreaking event that she is getting ready to pull off in grand style in Hollywood. So, Debbie, you are right there. And when you are in the throes of producing something, then nobody can talk about it like you can. So I'm going to turn it over to you. First of all, I want to make sure everybody knows this definitely is not Debbie Durkin's first rodeo. So take it away, Debbie. Take us to your fabulous event.
Thank you, Margot, for having me back. We're pretty excited. We are in the production right now on our 14th annual live event. We call it the ECOLUX Lounge, and we've been hosting it for 14 years. This is our 14th event during Primetime Award shows. We are an independent production company that does things behind the scenes. It's a private, by invitation only, celebrity and media hospitality event. And I've been tossing and turning at night during this pandemic thinking, all the people that are doing events are shuttering their doors and nobody's going out and everyone's living in fear mode. And I thought, I don't want to stop doing my events. And we do a big event in September to honor the Primetime TV Award nominees. And the Primetime broadcast just went virtual, and so many hardworking actors and writers and directors and makeup artists and cinematographers are disappointed they won't get their moment on stage on television in front of 45 million viewers because of it. So I definitely got more motivated to go forward hosting my behind-the-scenes party because of that reason. And I also believe that going into partnership with people that are credible and producing an event responsibly and putting the health and safety of my crew and the hotel staff, my sponsors, my guests, and the community as my number one priority, we can go forward with this live event. I licensed the hashtag Event Responsibly, and I partnered with the Beverly Hilton Hotel in Beverly Hills, who has partnered with Lysol, the number one disinfectant brand in the world. They work with the Hilton. They also partner with Delta Airlines in preserving the health and safety of all their passengers. So we feel very comfortable.
Can you hang on one moment there? Because before we hit record, you told me about how you even pitched this event to the Hilton. So let's back it up a little bit. I just want people to understand this is a very teachable moment. When you are a professional, you know what you're doing, and you have a vision, and you have a reputation. Tell everybody what happened when you pitched this event, this thought, to Beverly Hilton.
Well, originally, we had booked their Wilshire Gardens, where we've done lots of events before, and I watch the news every moment and every day, like we all have, about the progress of the pandemic. And as we got closer to the date, I realized that we probably would not have the celebrity attendance and journalists and publishers of the magazines that come along to write about it. Like we did in the past if we didn't do something drastic to ensure their safety. So I called up the gal that I work with at Hilton, Catherine, who's been darling. I've been working with her for years. She's my events manager there, and said, now I'm going to pitch you something, and I don't want you to talk over me or laugh until I'm done, because I know you're going to think it's crazy. I said, but Normal and Debbie Durkin don't belong in the same universe. So just listen. So she laughed. She said, okay, go ahead. I said, you've got a parking garage on the top floor of the garage. It's a larger space than the Wilshire Garden. Why don't we just do our event up there? and put the vendors outside like we normally do in the stage with the live performers, and have cars come up and drive through, and we'll do a drive-through EcoLux Lounge Endless Summer Festival honoring the Primetime TV Award winners and nominees. And she said, gee, that's a brilliant idea. She goes, let me check with my boss, the general manager, and the hotel owner, and let me get back to you. And normally I would wait a few days or a week to get a response. Well, 40 minutes later, I got a call, and they said it was a fantastic idea. They thought it was a great idea also for the Hilton get some event business back on board. Is there, like most hotels and people that host events, way down in their second quarter because of the pandemic, and now third quarter. So the general manager said to tell me that the parking lot wasn't glamorous enough for me, and that he was going to give us the entire front entrance of the Beverly Hilton Hotel, where they do the Golden Globes red carpet arrivals. And, I'm a little hearing impaired, so I thought maybe I didn't hear this correctly, because I couldn't believe it. And I said, could you repeat that, please? And we're gonna give you the whole thing. We don't use it now because we have people that stay in the hotel come in through the private door at the parking lot, so we can check them for COVID as they come in the door. So I said, oh, that's an amazing gift. The answer is yes. So all of a sudden now I've come up with this drive-through concept for our event, where the vendors will be outside around that grand circular fountain in the front of the hotel. Yes. Well, people will drive up, check in with our security. There will be a nurse there with a contactless thermometer taking everyone's temperature. Our PR desk, my publicist, she's wonderful, Shay Saban, will check people in. There'll be our arrival wall. People will drive up their cars. Normally we have a crew of celebrity ambassadors that escort every arriving guest to the lounge, throughout the lounge, escort them onto the arrival wall for their official arrival photo with the Getty wire image photographers, and then around to every sponsor and personally make an introduction from who that guest is to the sponsor. Well, now they're just going to escort the cars. Okay. And they will escort the car from one space so the people can remain in their cars. And the Hilton executive chef who cooks for the Globes is creating a special, normally we have a 40-foot European brunch, which is fabulous, that we serve at these events at the Hilton. Just a 5-star food, and a lot of it's organic and farm to table. They're making a bento box, brunch to go, out of it. Mm-hmm. And they're going to put it in a big shopping bag that has the Beverly Hilton logo on it. So people will still get their food, and we're looking for, sponsors that have beverages in a can and maybe short bottles of champagne or Prosecco that we could add to it. Mm-hmm. And so people could take it into their cars and go. So it's not going to be a drive-through where people come in and get a gift bag and leave. They're going to spend 5 to 8 minutes at each sponsor as they go through the line and getting their pictures taken and interacting and learning about the product. So we're excited. Terribly really excited good. For it.
You should be. You really, really should be. I want everybody to know what day is this, and then let's walk it back, because it's important. They're spending some time with the sponsors. Now, are you still looking for sponsors, and what sponsors are going to be there? This sounds like a huge opportunity for somebody.
Well, we like to work with brands that generate an emotional connection with consumers, that are current with the cultural climate, that are socially conscious. I am an ABC official producing partner, even though I do work with lots of the other networks. I'm a free agent, and I produce a segment called EcoLux Must-Haves, and my events are in the same tagline: products that are good for the environment, the home, the family, even the pets. Mm-hmm. So along those lines, if someone's not completely eco-friendly, we're not elitist about it. If a brand sells their product online, that is the first step towards having sustainable business, and that's enough for me to accept a brand. But we don't accept every brand. We want to make sure it's something that's a good product, that gives back. We want to uplift Black-owned businesses. We want to empower women. We want to honor the first responders and nurses and doctors that are battling COVID. And now we want to pay homage to the California firefighters with the devastating fires that are going through. So we're looking for brands that might want to do a big donation to a nonprofit that's relative to one of those subjects I mentioned.
Now, Debbie, what day is the event taking place, and how does a person, if they are interested in being a sponsor or donating to a nonprofit, how do they do that? Let's start out first with what day and what hour is this grand event going to take place?
We're a daytime lounge, so our usual hours are 11:30 to 5:30. We'll be hosting on Friday, September 18th. In the front of the Hilton. And then on Monday, September 21st, we will tape and air the ECOLUX must-haves TV segments on products TV stars love. So it's kind of a two-part thing. That's our broadcast. Well, we're going to feature select sponsors, but the live event is on Friday. People can find me on the Internet. My social media ID is at Producer Deb, D-E-B, Deb, D-E-B-B as in boy, or they can go to Facebook. There's a Durkin Entertainment Facebook page. I'm also on LinkedIn and Linktree, and the website is durkinentertainmentgroup.com. So I'm pretty accessible online. It's not hard to find me.
Okay. You really need to hear, if a person's interested, and I keep pushing this because you are doing something groundbreaking. There's a group of scientists in I think it's Germany. They put together this event, live event, and everybody had the thermometer, had the temperature taken. They were masked, the whole 9 yards, and it was a scientific experiment. But what you're doing is opening Hollywood up again in a brand new and safe way. So I keep wanting people to understand you are offering sponsorship opportunities, and this is an opportunity to work with somebody who's making history, because I can't believe that Lysol, the Beverly Hilton are going to partner with you, and this is not going to open up about 1 million other doors. You are doing something that is going to open up the world. So I just want to make sure that everybody understands what's on the table here and the opportunities. And then, Debbie, you said that you are a ABC affiliate, so sponsorship also get a chance to be a part of the event on Monday also?
I'm ABC4 in Salt Lake City is a great station. I love working with the crew there. And last August, a year ago, I became an official ABC producing partner. So I have my ECOLUX must-have segments that I air, and I've done best holiday gifts, gifts that give back, purposeful gifts, best gifts for Mother's Day during the quarantine. I do some during the Sundance Film Festival, What the Stars Are Eating at Sundance. I've been producing the ECOLUX Lounge in Park City for many years. We'll be back there in January doing the same thing. If COVID is still here, we will also offer a drive-through option there. I'm at a venue right on Main Street that we're able to do that, or people can come into the lounge. But the ECOLUX TV segment will tape and air Monday morning, September 21st. It reaches 1.5 million viewers in 4 states, ABC4 and Utah, as the largest geographical DMA, the dominant market area in the broadcast industry in the country. A lot of people don't know that. But I'm able to produce on other things. We're in the process of syndicating our segment all across the country. I want to create multiple platforms for brands to have a voice, because the online market is great, but it's a bit impersonal. And that's why I'm so anxious to bring the live event back, because consumers will buy from a brand that they love and that is purposeful, that gives back, that supports community, that has great customer service. And it sets you apart from just being online doing social media. We produce such great content at our events and do our TV segment and place the brands in major magazines like Us Weekly, OK, Life and Style, Variety, Hollywood Reporter, Hollywood Life, Entertainment Tonight. Very few brands in the country have that opportunity, and everyone knows that content is king. Mm-hmm. So from this event, you can take the articles and the brand mentions and the clip memos from the magazines, the footage from the TV segment, and use that on their social media in perpetuity to create campaigns for their brand forever. And this is the way I built my own brand, and I think it's important to have something that sets your brand aside from everybody else. The online market is a very overwhelming, overcrowded marketplace. Having your brand being selected to be in an event like this, which you have to be invited to do, we just don't take everybody, and also to be seen on television, it validates your brand. And then take it and do your social media. I believe in doing all medias, not just one. And I think a brand that does that and keeps at it will definitely become successful, especially if they have a great product or a lifestyle service. So that's the key too. They can't, you can't do all this other work and not have something good.
Gotcha. And I'm thinking about how you got started, this product placement as a producer, because man, you got some products in some pretty big name movies and before some pretty big eyes. We don't want people to forget that. So the name Debbie Durkin carries quite a bit of weight. So, Debbie, I'm looking at the time. I don't want to fire hose anybody. I just want everyone to understand what's happening here. On Friday, September the 18th, 2020, you are going to break new ground. So much success to you. Thank you for sharing this time. Do you have any other words of wisdom? Or this is a two-part segment, and you opened us up with how you came from Chicago, and here you took Hollywood by storm and sustained yourself. And here you are with the 14 years with the branding and the ECOLUX Lounge, and just known for everything that you do. I'd say that you are the lady with the Midas touch. So I'm going to let you have the last word. And I mean that. I'm going to let you have the last word.
Thank you for the kind words, Margot. You have to love what you do. When you love what you do, it's called passion, not stress. And I know times are hard for everybody, and we're all in this together. You can't allow fear to take over your life. And I found success through creating the niche market against all odds. I didn't have a lot of support. A lot of people poo-pooed me. But I found a way to support myself and pay my rent. I took a lot of part-time jobs, never told anyone I was working, and still went forward. So my final advice is to follow your heart and find a way to live in this world until you can, make your dream come true, and don't give up your daydream.
Sage advice. When we definitely need good advice these days, coming from people who have been there and done that. Debbie Durkin from Durkin Entertainment. It is a pleasure to have had this two-part conversation with you. And gosh, I want you to come back and fill us in on the magic of really making this event an established part of Hollywood, okay? Going to have to come back.
I would love to. Anytime. You just say the word and I'll be there.
All right. Well, we are going to do that. Wow, it's always hard for me to end up these good conversations. And like I say, I'm just ecstatic because history is being mapped out right now, right here in Southern California. And Debbie Durkin is leading this out. So I'm Margot Levette. I'll be back next week with another brand new episode right here. Her business, her voice, her conversation. In the meantime, stay safe. Bye-bye now. I want to thank you for listening to Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation. Couple of things that I want you to do. Right now, go to my website, pick up a copy of Her Business, Her Voice, Her Reinvention, how I went from game show hopping to international show host, author, and speaker in 1 year. Number 2, Please freely listen to each and every episode. Share them out with your family, friends, the men in your lives. And then number 3, get in contact with me, one of the experts that have been on the show, because I want to make sure that you reinvent yourself. I'll be back next week with a brand new episode here on Her Business, Her Voice, Her Conversation.